Singaporeans are less likely to return their food trays at food courts and hawker centers if they don't eat off the food trays. That is what a Straits Times Forum letter writer, Mr. Andrew Xiao, expressed recently. He suggested that diners at food courts, hawker centers, and fast food outlets have their meal on food trays because it serves as a reminder to return their dirty dishes after eating.
I don't think it makes a difference actually. You can take a tray and put it somewhere else or return it straight to the hawker or to the tray return area, and that's much easier, right?
It doesn't matter. It's all up to the person. Whether he wants to return the utensils, whether it's a tray or a plate or a cup.
I think that I'll still be reminded to keep my plates even though I don't have a tray. All I need to do is to just bring the plate over to the food collection area, so I don't see that as a very major issue.
I think for this idea, right, it's still largely depending on the individuals who are actually dining, because some people, even though you eat with the tray, they will just leave the entire tray on the table. It won't prompt them to return the tray. Whereas for others who are more mindful, right, whether do they eat with or without the tray, they will still return the dishes to the area where it's designated for the tray returns.
So for example, if I have a tray in front of me right now, there's one thing in which I'm reminded that I need to put it back. And the second thing is, since everyone does it and it's a culture of the place where I live in, it is just normal. It's just normal. That is the norm to pick it up and return it.
I think it's a good idea because you ensure that it's clean and you don't mess up the tables by spitting on the tables, and which is a normal habit here. And it also shows that you return back properly in order. You don't have to take it out from the tray, and you eat in one place and you ensure that it's finished there and you just return the tray. It helps the cleaners also.
Mr. Xiao said that he noticed quite a number of diners feel that food trays are an impediment to their wrists and elbows while they're eating. Others feel that the confined space of a tray restricts their movements. Hence, they unload their plates and bowls before eating and place the trays on an empty table. The cleaners then, naturally, remove the trays so as to allow others to use the empty tables.
It takes up a lot of space, like in between you and you and your other person sitting beside you. Yeah, so it's easier like this. Plus the trays are not very clean, so might as well just take it out.
If the table is spacious, I don't mind having the tray on it, but if there is a lot of people sitting around, I'll usually remove the tray. So I guess everyone will eat with a more comfortable space.
I think pretty much people should eat from their trays, not because that they would remember to return, but that I notice many Singaporeans themselves, when they eat, they tend to put their food, their things that you cannot ingest like bones, all over the place. And putting on a tray at least provides a much cleaner and more hygienic alternative.
I think what is more uncomfortable is, for me as a person who eats over here, is when people actually eat and then they remove like fish bones or chicken bones and keep it on the table and someone just comes, swipes it clean, but I know that it's not really that clean. So I think when people actually use trays to, even to put like remains of your food on it, it's just so much more hygienic that way.
Tray or no tray, why do Singaporeans not clean up after themselves when they eat at food courts or hawker centers?
Sometimes I'll just leave it there. As in, depends on the time. Sometimes we'll just like rush off, they will just faster eat and run.
I don't think it's very applicable because people would forget. Like they just eat and just leave it there. It's just like that.
To be honest with you, I do leave my tray here and my plate here because for me it's like that someone's going to come and pick it up.
It's a habit, I guess.
The situation got so dire that the National Environment Agency launched a tray return campaign in November 2012. Since then, the majority of the 9 participating centers have had a tray return rate of 60 to 70%. Next up, we find out what can be done to get Singaporeans returning their food trays.